2025 games are now starting to make, their little teases and all that. I mean, we got college football right around the corner. By the time you're watching this video, those football fans may be already playing the game. But NBA 2K25 just got some news that could possibly affect WWE 2K25, and the news is good but bad at the same time, and I'm here to tell you guys why. Let's go on ahead and get into it. NBA 2K25 for the last couple years has not ever been next gen, current gen. Xbox Series X, PS5 versions have not hit PC yet, and I think that this is great for the WWE 2K25 players, because it now seems that we will be getting next gen versions or current gen versions of the game. I'm always saying next gen and current gen, and it's just like, man, we're current gen. We're about 4 years into this generation, but nonetheless, it is worth a mention, guys, because I do think that this could be very, very strong for the next iteration of WWE 2K. Now, the only thing that worries me is that NBA 2K25 is still coming out on last gen consoles, and I think that that is a big problem for the WWE 2K series. If you ask me, I think that it's been held back by the last gen consoles. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, I think it's been holding the game back a lot more than we possibly can imagine, being that, they have to work on 2 games. If you look at both games from current gen and last gen, you can tell that there is really no difference. If you have an Xbox One or PlayStation 4, you're not missing out on anything. The game is the exact same. So that's why the next gen version being on the PC for WWE 2K25, if they follow suit with 2K, it's nice. It makes me hype, but at the same time, there's not really too much of a difference. Now, it being on next gen, it could mean that they're putting in more time and just things like that. Usually they are on par with whatever the NBA 2K development team does, but I am hoping that they kind of take a detour and make this game next gen only. I did some research and I found out that WWE 2K, they pretty much stopped making next gen games back at the time of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And 2K17, we got next gen consoles was for 2K15, so they only did it for 15, 16, and 17, and yet here we are still getting these games on last gen as well. So when you look at that and you look back at what they were doing, it must mean that sales weren't really doing too well for those consoles back then. We do know that the PlayStation 5 had some inventory issues, but I think it's pretty easy to find now. I've been into a couple Walmarts and it just looks way easier to get and attain at that point. So if we want to talk about PS5 and Xbox Series X, I don't think that's the excuse anymore, because inventory is definitely not the problem. I think that a lot of the problem right now is people being able to attain those consoles. The economy is extremely high. I know I'm leaving the 2K, stratosphere here by saying that, but right now it's hard financially for a ton of people. So it is almost like a luxury to have these consoles. So in a way, I do understand why 2K is, keeping the game still there. And I'm sure that they still have a community and a big consumer base there. But I think that soon we have to call it quits on those consoles, because I think it's affecting the quality of the product and what we're seeing every year, year in, year out, the game breaking and things like that. Right now, I'll be honest with you guys, I've lost all interest in WWE 2K24. I usually used to play on my free time. I don't even want to do that anymore. I'll be honest. Personally, I love the gameplay this year. There's just so much missing in the modes that just makes you not want to play the game, and that's just me speaking from a personal standpoint. I know a lot of people enjoy it, I know a lot of people dislike it, and rightfully so. There's a lot of issues with this game, but I definitely had to talk about this 2K news, because this is something that could possibly affect WWE 2K and other franchises that you guys may be a fan of. So it coming out on last gen for NBA 2K definitely kind of tells me, hey, we're getting this again on last gen for WWE 2K. So for those that have an Xbox One or PS4, hang tight, because it seems like they are still catering to that console, which may not be a bad thing for you if you have that console. But just to talk about a little bit of MyFaction, we made a video on it a couple days ago, if you guys did catch that video, and so far the prices haven't changed. The prices haven't changed, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. This may be a way for them to test the waters, test players, see, hey, people are enjoying this just a little bit more with the prices a little bit lower. And that's just what it is. At the end of the day, a game is going to have microtransactions. We know that as fans. And what we need to find between the fans and the company is a middle ground, and a middle ground is a good price for the players, the consumers who play this game day in, day out. And I think that right now they may be cooking something. Now, I'm not telling y'all that it's okay. If you guys want to go on community creations and download different attires, go on ahead and do that. I'm not stopping you. Make sure you do that, actually. But I do have to go on ahead and mention that this right now is, you know, a possibility of them seeing, hey, this is what we have to do to keep these prices rolling. WWE 2K is not like these other franchises, man. This isn't football. This isn't NBA. That is a completely different Ultimate Team mode to get more money. Here, this is wrestling. This is different. I mean, I can't stress it enough. The mode is so much different than, you know, what we see with the 2K and Madden, but the elements are so similar. But you can't expect what you're getting out of those game modes or games, franchises, out of the WWE 2K franchise. At the end of the day, people know better, especially when you have community creation, the cost suite in the game. That's just what it is. When you look at the WWE 2K series, it's completely different, and I think that it needs to get away from super expensive microtransactions, because I personally don't think that that works here. And that's just my 2 cents when it comes to MyFaction, and I'm glad that they're possibly testing out the waters. We'll continue knowing throughout the week, because it is, you know, going to happen at some point. We are going to get an update. We're going to see if it goes up. We're going to see if it stays down past this week when these packs do leave the store. I think it's safe to say that if we go this full week with the heat packs in the market, but you do see those cards in the card market just as cheap still, I think it's safe to say that they were pretty much just testing us, seeing what they can do, what they cannot do. And I think the fact that a lot of players bit could be a good sign to them, because I bit, I know some content creators who bit, and here we are. I think that MyFaction could be a better mode. There's still a lot missing to the mode, but I think these prices are much more manageable. Less than $10 in value, VC value. For Roman Reigns at 27,000 VC, and it's a Persona card, it is much differently accepted than what, you know, $50 or $100 that 2K was asking for just a month or two ago. So personally, want to see what else they do next. If they continue dropping these packs, maybe this was just a weekend fire sale and they continue doing different things. But hey man, we're here for the ride. We're here to see. I know a lot of you guys are not too crazy about microtransactions, and my message to you is, that's great, don't touch them. But there's some other people who are happy about this. I'm happy for those, happy for myself. I'm not going to be spending tons of money all the time, but once I see something that I like and I might think is worth it, I'll go on ahead and throw a little bit of money on it. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned for the next video, as I am going to be going over universe mode, as a lot of people have been asking for that. I've gone over it before, but you guys want to see mine, so I'm going to go on ahead and show you mine. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.